Hi, these comments are for FAH. This is Michael. Thank you for completing a TOEFL speaking practice test. And this is my free TOEFL speaking evaluation service. So you can send me one speaking practice test for free. And I'm going to give you feedback on it right now. So I have the independent speaking rubrics in front of me and I'm listening to your practice test right now. Here we go.
Personally, I feel that studying with a group is better than studying alone because it
Okay.
enhances our knowledge and secondly, it consumes less time. I remember one
So it enhances our knowledge and consumes less time, or it's more efficient, or it takes less
I
time.
was a student of university, I used to fond of studying alone.
When you use that idea, you might use a word like instance or to illustrate, and that kind of prepares your audience for that example that you're giving and helps show a little bit better connection of ideas.
And consequently, I ended up scoring very poor marks in every quizzes because often the lesson
You want to say, I ended up scoring poor marks on every quiz. So when you use every, the determiner, you don't use a plural countdown after that. You can say every quiz, or you can say all my quizzes if you want to do it that way.
were too complicated to understand alone without anyone's assistance. But later, I changed my strategy, joined a study group, and I started to
I'm going to say without anyone's assistance. You had a little bit of trouble pronouncing that word.
getting high score in every quizzes. In conclusion,
On every quiz.
I feel that when preparing for an exam, studying with a group is better than studying alone.
Oh,
Personally, I feel that
okay, so looking at the rubrics here, yeah, I don't think it's going to score very high, your speaking. So I'm thinking maybe 2.5 to 3. I'm going to give you a score of 19 to 20 points out of 30 on this. Let's listen to it one more time. So you do have some delivery and some language use and some topic development issues. Okay, let's listen one more time.
studying with a group is better than studying alone because it enhances our knowledge and secondly, it consumes less time. I remember when I was a student of university, I used to fond
So
of studying
when you get to the end of the sentence, you need a little bit longer pause between that sentence than the next idea there.
alone. And consequently, I ended up scoring
You want to say consequently. Let's go back to how you said that word. So you're having a number of word stress shift problems, by the way. That's a problem with delivery.
very poor marks in every quizzes because often the lesson study alone. And consequently, I ended up scoring
Let's uh,
very poor marks.
let's say consequently. So when you find you're kind of stressing the correct syllable in the word, but with that syllable you want to make it clearer, longer, louder. You're not really doing, and also make it higher pitched. So you need to do a little bit better with those four things when it comes to the stress syllables in the longer words that you're speaking.
Every quizzes because often the lessons were too complicated to understand alone without anyone's assistance.
So what lessons? Are we talking about a chemistry, biology class, English, math? Try to be a little more specific in the examples that you provide.
But later, I changed my strategy, joined a study group, and I started to getting high score in every quizzes. In conclusion, I feel that when preparing
No, I think you say, I afraid that. Let's go back.
that when preparing for an exam, studying with a group is better than and I started to getting high score in every quizzes. In conclusion, I feel that
Yeah, I afraid that. You want to say, I am afraid that. So you also have a few problems with language use with your grammar, and a lot of the vocabulary and the grammar you're using is a little bit basic. So I think that's also going to drive down your score here.
when preparing for an exam, studying with a group is better than studying alone.
All right, so I'm going to stick by what I said a minute ago. I think that your score is right around 19 to 20 points out of 30. If you're interested and you like the feedback I'm providing you, I have a TOEFL speaking and writing feedback service. You can learn more about it by going to bettertoeflscores.com.